Hey,
Good morning.
hey, it's round two for us, but now we're at level 6-7, doing level 6-7.
All right, hopefully we are going to get some students soon.
Yeah, but we're good to go, right? We've got
Mm,
some good language to do now. Um, in what environment are you working in right now, Rosa?
my bedroom.
Is it a good working environment?
Yeah, it's clean, it's tidy. It's never been this tidy, honestly. And I have a coconut tree that keeps me company, so that's good.
Oh, lovely. A coconut tree.
Whoa, 12 people all at once. Good
Yeah, that
morning,
was like a
everyone.
suddenly students.
Pierangela, Angelo. All right, good.
Enza,
Insa,
fantastic.
very good. Welcome, everyone. How are you?
Yeah, say hi. Say hi in the comments. It's lovely to see you all on this lovely 11 o'clock slot, which is a good positive one, a good popular
Michela
one.
from Pavia, very
Hey,
good.
so for those
It's
of
a
you,
really beautiful day here in Milan. How's the weather where you are?
is it nice? I haven't seen much daylight,
Oh,
honestly.
it's such a nice day. It's so sunny, and the
Okay.
sky is, the perfect shade of
I
blue.
will stick my head out the window later.
Should go and catch some sun, some vitamin D.
So, for those of you who don't know who we are, my name's Robert, shortened to Rab from Scotland, and this is this way,
And I'm Rosa.
Rab and
No,
Rosa.
that way.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This
No, that way.
this mirroring effect always has me.
Yeah, it confuses me.
That
So,
way.
Rab and Rosa, coming at you from Milan.
Francesca also from Milan.
Fantastic.
Pierangela from Florence. She's well. Very good to hear.
Mhm.
Angelo, confirmed for Milan. Okay. Insa, I'm fine, thanks, but I'm bored. So hopefully you'll be entertained for the next hour.
Yeah, we're going to have some really interesting language and try to
Hmm.
keep us feeling positive, energized, learning, using English in this really
Mm-hmm.
frustrating time that we're all stuck at home. So we can hopefully keep you company. And of course, remember there are lots and lots of webinars going on all day. So after us, you can join the next one and the next one. So stay with us, okay? Okay, fantastic.
All right. So we have a focus on the environment, guys,
Hmm,
because well, we all love the environment. I hope.
not the
but
corporations.
but most importantly, it has some modal verbs
Mm,
in it, which is always useful because I feel like modal verbs are sometimes quite tricky
okay.
to fully understand. So hopefully we can help everyone with that.
Yeah.
Wow, from Modena, from Rome, Stefania from Rome, Giorgio from Modena, Luca from Novara, Sabrina from Genova. Wow.
A
Oh
whole
my
bunch.
goodness, so many people. That's amazing.
Fantastic. Let's have a look. Let's have a dive in.
Uh, there we go. So we have a focus activity on discussing environmental problems and solution, modal verbs, and phrases to talk about the future. Hmm.
Okay.
So, what are some problems that the environment has? Maybe let's brainstorm some vocabulary from this lesson.
Well, I think you can see in the picture some
Hmm.
air pollution.
Hello Simone from Bologna.
Hey.
Very good. So yeah, pollution. Pollution is definitely a word that we will discuss today.
Yeah. Air pollution for sure.
And then we have modal verbs. So with the solutions, we can practice using our modal verbs.
Yeah, we've got
Water pollution, very good, Angela.
yeah, water pollution or contamination might a nice word.
Contamination, that's a good word.
This is a nice long word for people to read. This
Mhm. Deforestation, wow.
deforestation.
What uh what's so with deforestation comes desertification, is that correct?
Yeah, I think so. Desertification. Desertification. I wonder where
Yeah,
the stress is in that word because with desert and desert, they are very different words
desertification,
because we've got
desertification.
yeah, I think desertification because dessert, the second one, is a formal word for pudding
Mm,
for a
I
sweet.
love desserts.
Like
We should. Very good. So those are some of the modal verbs. If people want to start listing some modal verbs that you can remember,
mhm.
that's also really, really good. So should, fantastic. Wow, okay, Michele says the use of pesticides.
Yeah,
Nice.
that contribute
Microplastics.
yeah, contributes to pollution for sure, and yeah, microplastic pollution. Yeah, contaminating our water supplies. It's a very
Mhm.
important topic right now. We're talking a lot about it.
Hmm. Well, if there's one good thing coming out of the coronavirus is that the levels of pollution have gone down
Mhm.
in a way that hasn't been seen in ages, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Temperature increase. There is another word we use that's more common,
Hmm. Yeah,
which
maybe.
is global warming. Luca has some modal verbs. Could, must, awesome, very good.
Yeah, and Pierangela's using some of them in a second.
Nice. We could use less plastic. Very good. So some good solutions using the modal verbs. Amazing.
Yeah, really
All
useful.
right, very good.
It's nice.
Okay, so let's see what we have in this focus.
Yeah.
A little quiz, guys. So, if you want to participate and write true or false, you write the number of the sentence and then write true or a T or and an F is sufficient next to it. All right, you want to read them, Rab?
Okay. Over 1 trillion plastic bags are used every year worldwide. Mm. Number two. All newspapers in the United Kingdom are 100% made out of recycled paper. Number three. The amount of food that is wasted in Europe could feed 200 million people. Number four, you should always rinse cans before recycling them. And number five, it is better to do the dishes with a sponge than with the dishwasher. Hmm. Is there any
All
difficult
right.
vocabulary in there, Rosa?
Yeah, I was about to say. So the one that I saw immediately is you should always rinse. What is rinse?
I learned the word in Italian for this. It's really nice. I like it better in
Oh,
Italian.
it's nice to say, isn't it?
Yes. But this, let's do it in English first, and then I'll. Um, to
You can
put,
practice it.
yeah, I can. To put
So
the
to rinse.
under water, right? To quickly
Mm-hmm.
wash with water.
Yeah.
And I like it. Now, correct me if
So
I'm wrong.
you. Mm.
Rishgakwa? Rishgakwa?
Risciacquare or sciacquare?
Right? Rishakware. Shakware. So,
Risciacquare.
okay.
Yes, the clean with water. Very good, Insa. So you don't need soap if you rinse, you just use water.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. A quick wash with water.
Uh, to wash the dishes with a sponge is the soft yellow green object you use to wash dishes with. Mm,
Yeah. And I guess,
worldwide, around the globe, around the world.
yeah, everywhere around the world. We have an answer from
Some
Stefania.
answers.
Just from Stefania so far, but hopefully the other students will come in. Over
So
1 trillion plastic bags are used every year worldwide. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this is still up to date because
yes, Michele like SpongeBob.
I like it.
Now I have to sing the song. He lives in a pineapple under the sea. SpongeBob SquarePants.
Over 1 trillion plastic bags are used every year worldwide.
Don't we know it?
So that first one, I know that Europe has banned um, single-use plastic to be
Mhm.
in effect next year. So maybe this fact will change. But most people here are convinced it's true.
All right, so we'll reveal the first answer. True.
Mm.
All right. What about the newspapers? So Pirangela saying true. True for ends as well. I don't see any other twos.
Mm. Now, this is interesting. They have identified.
Lucas says false.
It's interesting they've identified the United Kingdom
Hmm.
because I actually think that now in 2020, almost all newspapers around the world are made from recycled paper
Hmm.
because it is the most easily recycled item.
So we're getting lots of trues. Shall we reveal?
Yeah.
So, newspapers in the United Kingdom and in a lot of other places as well are
Yeah.
made from recycled paper.
Sure, because it's that kind of grey paper and it's not bleached. They don't bleach the ink out of the recycled
Mm.
paper. They just mash it into fibers.
Number three, we have a false from Pirangela, true from Stefania, true from Giorgio, uh, true from Enza. The amount of food that is wasted in Europe could feed 200 million people.
Let's find out.
Uh,
Roll.
let's see. True.
Yeah.
God, that makes you think, huh?
Yeah. 200 million people.
What are we doing? All
Wasting a lot
right, number four. Hmm?
wasting a lot of food. That's a good word
Mm.
as well, actually. Waste. To waste something. To not use something that is useful.
Yeah. Well, waste could also mean the actual rubbish, right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
In American English, they'd say the waste basket, for example, which we would call a rubbish bin. All right, number four, Lucas says absolutely false. Oh, are you sure, Luca? Why absolutely false?
That's a certainty right there, definitely. Now, I watched a really interesting documentary on the production of water and how much energy goes into water in contrast to how much energy goes into recycling. And it's
Mm.
really important with this particular one, the last two, in fact. So we've got some more truths over here, Angelo and
All
Giorgio.
right, so uh, it is false. There's no need to rinse the cans before recycling. Wow, so who was it that said? Luca was absolutely right.
Yeah. You don't need to rinse them because it's kind of gross not to, but the use of the water is actually more energy expensive in your tap than it is in the recycling center when they clean things for recycling there.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I had no idea. It's better to do the dishes with a sponge than in a dishwasher. Everybody's saying false. Uh,
There's a lot of certainty that
yes. So I guess if you put your dishwasher on the right setting, then you save a lot of water.
and you're supposed to fill
And
your
so,
dishwasher, right? Make sure it's really full.
mm, all right. Well, everybody did really, really good.
Yeah, a lot of accurate.
Oh, Lucas says I watched a documentary about that.
Yeah.
So maybe that's that's why he was very sure about his answer.
Yeah, me too. I think I watched the same one.
Possibly. Okay, so let's have a look. What do you do to protect the environment? Do you recycle? Do you try to save energy? And how? And do you use environmentally friendly products? So, if our viewers just want to put some answers in, um,
Yeah, do you recycle? How do you save energy? What behavior,
well,
what
in
actions?
Italy, it's you have to recycle, right?
And they make it very easy for you as well. We have the pickup. It's not so bad. Yeah.
Uh,
Although I actually really like what they do in Germany, where they have bottle collections. So on every can and bottle, there is a 5 pence, a 5 cent extra charge. And if you return it to the shop, to the bottle bank, you get that 5 cents back, which I think is
mm.
really good because then you go to the shop with maybe your 10 bottles of beer and then you get a euro back and you go
And you
buy
can
that.
buy another beer.
Yeah, you can buy
Happy
another beer.
days.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it's let's say it's an incentive.
Yeah, an incentive. Definitely. I like
Mm.
that. It makes me want to recycle. Do you recycle?
Uh, yeah. I always have here in Italy, but I have lived in countries where it just doesn't exist,
Mm, yeah.
and it made me very, very sad and frustrated.
Mm,
Um, I think so. In certain countries, they just throw everything together and then possibly divide everything once it's all in a certain location. But it's just not in their culture to do recycling.
yeah.
um,
Francesca has a solution. You could plant a plant. Mhm. This is really
Very
nice
good.
actually because the word plant and the verb to plant are the same in English.
Mm,
We could plant a plant with the modal verb could used really well as a suggestion phrase. We could
very
plant.
good. Lucas says You should turn off the lights when you're not at home, for example. Yeah, even I know, just even the TV on standby, that consumes a lot of energy, but there's no need for it to be on, really, if you're not there.
Yeah.
So
Just
even something as simple as that.
yeah.
I turn off the taps, I turn off the lights. Very good.
Yeah, turn off the taps, turn off the lights. Taps is a good piece of
And
vocabulary there.
yeah.
Taps. Turn off the taps. And turn off
Mm-hmm.
a phrasal verb to turn off and turn.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So you could say I turn off the taps and I switch off the lights as well, if you wanna.
yeah,
But turn off is fine.
yeah.
But good, good, good.
Do you use any environmentally friendly products, Rosa?
So I have a shampoo bar.
Yeah,
Yes,
shampoos.
and I always try to avoid plastic packaging. So I buy, my fruit at the shop, and I don't buy the things that are all wrapped up in plastic because that just drives me mad.
Yeah, it's crazy. Although I understand why they do it, but it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why you have to buy a banana that's wrapped up in plastic. I really don't get that.
I mean, it's crazy. We probably shouldn't be buying bananas in the first place. They come from Colombia.
Also, that.
I mean, can you imagine all
I
the
only buy the
sorry, continue.
I was just reading Enza's comment here. I only buy the necessary food. That's good. So there's no waste.
Yeah,
Sabrina says, in Genoa, a new machine has been put into which it is possible to recycle plastic bottles in exchange for giving a bus ticket. It's amazing. It is amazing.
oh,
Wow.
that's really good. I like that.
Go Genoa.
I really like that. That's really nice. See, that's the
And
sounds
Alessio
cool.
says, hmm?
That's the kind of thing that sounds cool. That's cool.
Yeah. Alessia says, yes, I do. I recycle. Therefore, I think that in this period of quarantine, the air and sea pollution is going down, and generally, this moment is a good for the environment. It is, yeah.
Yeah, person.
So our poor world, our poor planet needs a bit of a break as well. So, if anything, at least that
So we've got
we
two.
should abolish plastic.
We've got two quite extreme ones, right? We should abolish plastic, and we should use the outdoor bath. I think that one's maybe. I'm less inclined to do that. I don't really want to shower under a waterfall.
Well, I don't mind it in summer, but in winter, no way.
Exactly.
Not in December. You can forget about that.
Ooh.
I haven't gotten that comment though, which is strange.
It was just up at the top. Up at the top.
Okay. Abolish. What a good word as well from George. All right.
Hmm.
All right. So let's see. We have different kinds of pollution here, guys. If you want to just match the words to the pictures, I'm going to read them. So we have water, air pollution, factories, pesticides, traffic, waste, deforestation, global warming, and greenhouse gases. So
Hmm.
if you can match the vocabulary to the picture, which one do you think is the worst one out of all these, Rob?
Oh, I guess
Which one is the most dangerous?
they're all, I guess, really all interlinked. And we're full of really difficult information because there is so much information about things. But the thing that really scares a lot of people, I think, is the overarching thing of global warming. Global
Mm.
warming. seems to be described as a catastrophe, as
Mm.
a really big problem. But individually, it's really difficult to choose these because they all affect our,
They're all bad,
they're all
and
affecting them. Yeah. Because,
and they all contribute to one another.
yeah, I mean, I don't like pesticides, but I know we need to feed everyone. I don't like the fact that factories produce so much air pollution, but I like my products. I like using things in
Mm.
the world. If we could cut
Francesca says,
down, mhm, go for it.
yeah. We should cut the cost of materials that replace the plastic. Yeah, that would be ideal, Francesca, wouldn't it?
I'm
So we
super
have an
in
answer. Hmm?
I'm super interested in bioplastics. Actually, they're really interesting. You can make a plastic from milk.
Yeah, with seaweed and stuff.
Yeah,
I
Cassie.
mean, there are natural products that can replace all of these chemical ones, but
Not all.
you
Yeah.
know, maybe the big man isn't making enough money on the other side. You don't know. All right. Luca is asking, what's the meaning of greenhouse gases?
Mm.
A greenhouse is where you grow vegetables in a sort of covered environment.
Yeah, it contains, right? It contains the
Hmm.
environment.
So a greenhouse in Italian is serra.
Hmm.
So this one is the effetto serra, the greenhouse gases.
Hmm. So yeah, the gases are held and contained inside
Mm-hmm.
greenhouse or inside this gas effect, which it helps to contain a warmer, a hotter environment, which is positive in a greenhouse, but not so positive in the global environment, as much as they tell us anyway. Okay, so we have some answer here. We've got A is traffic. Absolutely. We've got A is traffic by Stefania. Definitely, she's diving in correct with that. We have B with Enza trying factories. I think that could be correct. Is that right? B.
Mm-hmm.
We've got C from Stefania. We've got water pollution,
Mm, very good.
water and air pollution. And we have, oh, I'm running down. We've got any more D? We've got by Enza, greenhouse gases, also known as CFCs.
Very good. Okay.
Do we have any E's, F's, G's, and H's? Get in there, guys. Yeah, Luca's just behind with greenhouse gases. Um, E, global warming. Yeah, that's the ice caps melting. We got that one. E, global warming.
Okay, so E, global warming. Uh-huh. F,
Oh, yep, there we are.
mm,
Deforestation with Enza. Or we have F over here, pesticides.
yeah, I think the next one will be the one Enza's thinking about. So F, pesticides.
Hmm.
You can see, I'm not sure if the image is so clear, but there's a man spraying some chemicals onto plants. So those are definitely pesticides. We have deforestation and waste.
Yeah.
All
GH.
right, good.
Absolutely. Good.
Let us know if you have any questions about this. Otherwise, I'm going to move on.
Yeah.
We have causes of pollution. So, what are some causes of air pollution, water pollution, or global warming? We have three categories: water pollution, air pollution, global warming. We have to match the polluting agents under the correct column. So what belongs to water pollution, what belongs to air pollution, and what causes global warming.
Mm.
So this is another activity that you guys can try. We'll wait for a second.
Yeah, get in there, get typing. Water
Mm-hmm.
pollution. What contributes to water pollution? What
I think
affects? Mhm.
um, I think some of these could be in two categories at the same time as well.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think
Hmm.
you're right.
Because as we were saying before, uh, they're all linked to one another.
Yeah. Environment, in our environment. Water pollution is pesticides and waste.
Mm.
Angelo and Pier Angela says greenhouse gas.
Greenhouse gases, global warming, air pollution.
Yeah,
Water, pesticides, factories, waste. Okay, good.
sounds reasonable. Yeah, shall we reveal them and we can move on to
Yeah.
some practice?
So we have water pollution. Oh, okay, we're going in the other order. So
Yeah, it does this to me.
greenhouse gases, yeah. Greenhouse gases for global warming, pesticides, water pollution, deforestation, global warming, traffic, air pollution, factories, air and water, I would say, but okay, air,
Yeah,
and
and
waste.
especially the fabric and fashion factories make water pollution
Mm.
for the dyes that they use
Yeah.
and runoff.
So, okay, they haven't put them in different categories. Well, they haven't put two in the same, but I would attribute some to both.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay, environmental awareness. Fill the gaps with the correct word from the
Do you
list.
want to just skip this? Maybe it's a bit long. I think it.
You think?
Yeah, it's just a gap.
Hmm. Okay,
We got
this is better.
more modals, more interesting language. Yeah.
Modal verbs. So read the text and find the seven modal verbs used.
Hmm.
By 2050, climate change could create 150 million climate refugees. Clearly, we must change our lifestyle. We should carpool, recycle, and save as much energy as possible. But some scientists say that is not enough, and it is time for factories and multinational companies to find other solutions. Otherwise, there will be more natural disasters. What can we do to save our planet? There are many things we could do, but we will probably have to wait a bit longer before things change. Okay.
Lots of
I
modals.
think the vocabulary
Hmm.
is okay, right?
Yeah, just remember students of pronunciation of enough with that F sound. Enough, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise is a really nice linking word that
Mm.
links two sentences or two ideas and shows a contrast or a result. Otherwise, there will be. If we don't do this, then this is the result. Otherwise. Um,
Mm.
and I think, yeah, I think most of this is pretty understandable. If you don't understand any vocabulary,
Yeah, just let us know. Oh, Ainsa coming in with some answers. Good. So she's finding all these. We have seven modal verbs to find. She said could, must, should, could.
absolutely,
Okay.
definitely. Now, there's a confusing one in here because there's one that acts as a modal verb but describes the future, describes the future tense, which is kind of a bit difficult to understand.
Could, must, should, can, could, have to. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, have to's a really good one to remember. Sh- Shall we reveal them?
Yeah.
Good,
Okay,
good
so
answers. Because there's one other that could, well identified, must,
must.
should, will, and that's the one I was talking about. Will and can. Don't forget can. Super important.
Mm.
Will describes our future in English, but it acts as a modal verb. So tomorrow I will have, I don't know, tomorrow the weather will be good. So tomorrow the weather might be good. So will sits before the bare infinitive in this
Mm-hmm.
construction. In grammatical terms, will is a modal verb and sits in between the subject and the main verb in infinitive form, just like another modal verb, and describes it. It changes that verb, it gives more information to that verb,
Mm.
puts it into the future. But remember, will is difficult because it has functions, right?
Will also in the negative form,
Mm-hmm.
so won't.
Mm-hmm.
I was just looking at this. Carpool. Carpool is like car sharing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like the enjoys you see around Milan.
To carpool is a verb that means to share a car, but not
Mm.
like enjoy. Enjoy is car sharing, which is a buzzword.
Mm.
But to carpool means to have your car full of people. This,
Oh, so not just one person per car.
yeah, so this is often
Mm.
used in America, really, and they use it for maybe the school run, taking kids to school. They take more than one kid. They go around to each other's houses, and different parents carpool. Different, maybe Monday you take your neighbor's kids, and on Tuesday your neighbors take your kids.
Mm.
Yeah, to
That
carpool.
makes sense. All right. Okay, so let's see here. Use modal verbs and the sentences below to give advice on ways to protect the environment. So we practiced this a bit earlier, but maybe our viewers and students can try and give some more examples.
For sure. Now, notice here we also have taken out will. You can use will, but often we learn it as a future tense.
To predict
Don't worry.
to make a future
Prediction, yeah.
predicament, prediction.
Yeah. Okay. This is a nice response. I think that the that carpooling, because it's a verb, that carpooling is a good solution to solve the traffic problem. It's not the traffic's problem, it's the traffic problem. Traffic problem is a compound noun where traffic is a noun, problem is a noun, and when they go together, they make a new word. For example, traffic light is a good example of this. Traffic light. Seat belt is a good
Hmm.
example.
Bookshelf.
Yeah, I like that.
All right. Uh, Fabiana is going to. Not sure.
Going to would be more of a natural future tense for us in English. It's a much
Hmm.
more common natural future
Shows
tense.
intention.
So here you should use public transport or carpool to reduce air pollution. That is a fantastic.
Perfect.
No mistakes, accurate, really nice. Good piece of
Very
advice.
good.
Definitely.
Right, Angela. Right, let's see if we can get a couple more examples.
Yeah, it is. Um, I like that earlier. We could plant a plant. We had a while
Mm,
ago. That was nice. We could plant a plant. We got another example from Pier Angela.
nice.
Mhm. We could
We
reuse.
could reuse plastic bags to reduce the plastic on the sea. Not on the sea, but in the sea. But good.
In the sea, in something. Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
technically it's on the sea and in the sea.
I guess so.
It's
Floating on.
floating, but it's in the sea.
Yeah, we often describe it in the sea. Mhm. We could describe things that float. You're right. Float on the top like a boat could be on the sea.
But even, the famous massive rubbish island, the big plastic island that's floating on the sea, I guess.
Yeah, we'd probably still describe it in the sea, right? But no worries. Let's keep moving. Give me a new example, Rosa. Reduce, protect.
Let me see it because I can't read it. You mustn't pour oil or cleaning products down the sink.
Yeah, you mustn't. Yeah, to protect our environment, you mustn't. Yeah, you might try um, recycling more paper and glass to prevent waste. Here's another example, really nice, Stefania. We could plant trees to save the forests. Yeah, we could. I think we do as well. There's lots of really interesting companies out there.
You
We,
know what I do is I use this browser called Ecosia,
mm,
which works just like Google, but every time you do an internet research, it plants a tree,
yeah, it's a nice
which is
one.
amazing.
It's a nice one.
We might
Yeah.
not use pesticide to reduce the water pollution. Hmm.
What's wrong with that?
We might not use pesticides. We should use pesticides. We shouldn't use pesticides. Sorry, to reduce the water pollution. Might not gives a sort of possibility or a chance. I might or I might not. It's more of a duty here. You shouldn't.
Mhm. Yeah, we might not is maybe like a prediction in the future, right? Well, we might not use pesticides next year, but we might. It's a possibility both ways.
Yes, Insa, very good. Mustn't pour oil down the sink. We may turn off lights when we leave the room. You mean leave the room?
Leave with an EA. Yeah. And then I find may a bit strange. Do you ever use the word may, Rosa?
Only to ask for permission.
Yeah. May is a word that is dying in English. It's
It's
disappearing.
old-fashioned.
Yeah.
I can just imagine a child in the 1950s asking, "May I please leave the table?" And
Yeah.
that's the only way I would think of
Yeah.
"may."
We don't really, it's possible, and you will see it written down, absolutely, and you will hear some people use it. But much, much more common in 2020 is might. Much
Mm.
more common. Yeah. Okay, we've got 5 minutes left. Shall we move on?
Hmm. Uh,
What do you think? We could just have
mm,
a discussion. What's the last page? We could maybe just get. Okay, we could have a discussion at the end and ask people's opinions. What about you guys? Shall I read or do you want to read, Rosa?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Go for it.
You think people, so this is an example for a conversation. You think people and the local government could do more to help protect the environment. Write a blog article to tell them what will happen if we don't save the environment and how to do it. I think that the environment is in danger and we must do more to save it. Do you agree with me? One day we will save the planet, and here is how we can do it. For example, newspapers could all be online because everyone has a computer nowadays. Use modal verbs and new vocabulary and phrases. So guys, I want to just remind everyone that over this strange period of coronavirus, MyYes is providing webinars, but we are also excited to have writing as well. So we have a writing group, right? A writing email. You can email us bits of your writing and we will mark it and send it back. We will let you have a marked writing and an opportunity to improve your writing. So get in contact with MyYes, find out how you can send us your emails, and we will try to get back to you. Have a look at this example here and see if
Mm-hmm.
you can produce your own. I think we're just going to discuss it, right? Maybe have a discussion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can you give me some
Well,
advice?
we can.
Sorry.
Sorry.
No, go for it. Tell me what your thoughts are.
I mean, yeah, we can just review all of the vocabulary we've done today. Uh,
Mhm.
so,
I'm sure.
um, so yeah, I mean, we got some really good examples from all of our students. So we were discussing different types of um, pollution and environmental issues. We saw air, water pollution, the use of pesticides, microplastics. Uh, we had temperature increase, which we learned is global warming.
Mhm.
Then what else did we do?
Yeah, a lot of looks at modal verbs.
So
Maybe.
turning off taps, lights, switch off the lights.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you told me some really interesting things. You told me you should use an environmentally friendly browser like
Mm-hmm.
Ecosia. Um, I I think you should drink less milk and eat less meat in general.
Mm-hmm.
You could replace your cow's milk with rice milk or
Plant-based, yeah.
plant-based milk, yeah, which has a much smaller carbon footprint. What other things can we
Carbon
do?
footprint, that's a good one to know. You got it.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I can do it.
Carbon footprint is, how do we explain it? Right.
Your impact in
Mm-hmm.
carbon, in a quantity of the carbon that you produce. You or potentially an industry, it doesn't need to be personal. For example, the carbon footprint of the fashion industry is etc. And you might help the environment if you learn more about fabrics and different synthetic fabrics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, just by washing clothes that have synthetic fabrics, you end up polluting the sea with microplastics.
Yeah. It's another nice phrase. Everyone should be collecting phrasal verbs there. You end up
And
means you
finish.
result. You finish or
Yeah.
you result in doing something. You end up in if you take a train northwest from Torino, you end up in France.
Mhm.
So you arrive, you result, you can do all these things. You're
Yeah. We had a good word from one of the students, which was abolish.
Oh yeah, abolish. I think it's an
Mm.
extreme. I wouldn't abolish plastic. Plastic is an important material. We couldn't.
Uh, then we had greenhouse gases, which was what one of the words we learned. Deforestation as well. Waste.
Terrible reality, but a wonderful word to say. Deforestation. Lots of syllables. But we're running out of
Right.
time, right?
Yeah.
Run
All
it.
right. So I think hopefully that was helpful for everyone. Thank you very much for being so wonderful and participating, guys.
Yeah, it was great. Lots of action, lots of activity.
Yeah, really, really good. All right. Thank you very much. Everyone, take care. See you soon.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.